Do you wonder how you can have uplifting conversations that make your ex want you again? Do you wonder how you should approach communication with an ex that you haven't spoken to in a while? What sorts of things should you share? What sorts of things should you avoid sharing when connecting with your ex? My name is Coach Adrian, and I am delighted to be able to spend this time together and to share some of the things that I've learned with you. If you're tuning in on our podcast, welcome. If you're watching this in video content, welcome as well. Communication is a crucial element of both breakup recovery and of healthy relationships. And it is very important to use breakup recovery as an opportunity to really gauge where you're at in terms of your communication skills and to also seek to improve the way that you communicate in your relationship. Ultimately, we need to learn to make our significant other feel valued. We need to learn to show respect in the way that we listen to our significant other. That we learn to really also empathize with them. And that we're able, in some ways, to pique their curiosity and to inspire them in the ways that we communicate with them, especially during breakup recovery. Talking about the past, rehashing the breakup, having heavy conversations will not achieve any of those things. We don't want our ex to feel overburdened, to feel weighed down by communication that they have with you. And unfortunately, most of the time during breakup recovery, that's exactly what happens. You want to rehash the past, you want to justify it yourself, you want to apologize, you want to show them that you understood how they felt. And in essence, you do exactly what they don't want, which is to engage in a conversation where they feel pressured, where they feel like they have to justify themselves, or where they almost have to be there to deal with your negative emotions. It is quite important that you always think about whether your interactions are uplifting. Are you communicating with your ex in a way that is seeking their validation? Or are you able to engage with them in a way that leaves them wanting more? Sometimes, at the very beginning stages, when we have not been able to rehash the past, we are tempted to talk about the past before our ex gives us clear signs that they would like to discuss it. And that leads to setbacks. Instead, it's probably better in these types of situations to just get your ex feeling comfortable engaging with you again, showing them that you guys can converse without drama, without conflict, without negativity. Other times, your ex will verbalize their pain, will lash out, or will show that they are still very hurt and resentful. In which case, we want to be thinking about how we can empathize and how we can validate. In these types of situations, you cannot run away from the past. You just have to show maturity, growth, understanding. As you move further along the path of breakup recovery, communications need to be centered around rebuilding chemistry, showing them that you can make them smile, that you can make them laugh. And really engaging with them in a way that they feel some sort of ownership over the dynamic. It's not always you keeping a conversation going or starting a conversation or mechanically reaching out. It is more purposeful interactions, uplifting interactions centered around well-being and confidence. Those are some of the principles that will enable you guys to rebuild chemistry very organically. Of course, every relationship is unique. In some cases, you're in a long-distance relationship. In other cases, you still live under the same roof. In some cases, you have children together. And in some cases, you still have to deal with administrative tasks. Each dynamic is unique, and you want to be thinking about these principles in light of your circumstances. But the key, again, is for you to remember, we're not trying to convince them to take you back. We are just trying to lay the right environment or conditions for them to realize that it is in their best interest to be with you. What can you say, what can you do that will enable your ex to feel like it is their decision to take you back, not something that you are trying to convince them to do? And I encourage you to weigh everything that you say against that measuring stick. And it will be very easy for you to determine either before or after the fact whether you made advancements or whether it is timely for you to engage with your ex in a certain way. You will learn a lot. Don't be afraid of making a mistake. And if you're unsure, we are here. Book a private coaching session. My team and I will really help you to put together a communication strategy that is simple but effective and that makes sense and that is applicable to your reality. When it comes to rebuilding chemistry, what has worked for you? If you have experience, share that with others in the comment section below. On the flip side, if you have taken steps that have actually pushed your ex away, share that as well, because we can learn from both positive steps and actually from steps that have led to setbacks. All of it is learning, and the more you share with others, the more this growing collective body of knowledge of this community centered around breakup recovery will be valuable. That is what fighting the good fight looks like. And I am delighted to be able to be there with you and for you. As always, if you want to go deeper, if you want to continue to raise your emotional IQ and your understanding around concepts of breakup recovery, I invite you to check out our free live events. And I invite you also to check out our private content that is not accessible on our podcast or on our YouTube channel, so that you can continue to understand what the next best step is for you based on your exact circumstances and situation. Thank you for your trust, and I look forward to connecting with you again very, very soon. Much love.